Can I show you guys this? Can you see this? Oh, I lost it. It's the Phil Steele digital guide is now out. So
nice.
Can you spoil it and give us the top 5 from Phil Steele?
Of course.
Now he has his power poll, which is one thing, and
Right.
he has his own personal rankings, which are another.
Let me see. Which one can I find here first?
Is he taking the road less traveled and going with Tosu?
I believe both polls had Georgia 1 and Ohio State 2, as I skimmed it the other day.
Sorry about your damned luck.
Here, everywhere, you're seeing Ohio State being number 2, and yet it's also natty or bust for Ohio State. And if they don't win it all, somebody should be fired. It's like, well, shouldn't they be the runaway by far number 1 if they're expected and must win it all? And if they don't, then heads need to roll. Like,
it's been 10 years, Tony. It's way overdue. It's been 10 years.
That's too bad. Phil Steele's power poll: Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Oregon 3, Texas 4, Penn State 5, Michigan 12.
Whoa! Now see, somebody has reading comprehension. Although that Penn State's a little hard.
I was going to say, I don't think somebody's watched Drew Aller all that much.
2 interceptions last year. 2 interceptions.
They have to go to West Virginia the first game. They handled them pretty good last year in State College, but I don't know if that was selected for a night game I think Fox has that at noon, which I think the West Virginia people are all upset about. But I went to a night game in West Virginia. It was an event. It was a lot of fun when they played OSU back in '98. So, yeah.
Let's not be surprised if Drew Aller improves by leaps and bounds this year.
He's got Julian Fleming.
Receivers all left, though. I mean, Julian Fleming may be his best receiver. I don't know.
That would be better than last year.
Mm-hmm. And then his preseason top 40, which are not power ratings. These are how they. I don't know which one is which he thinks is best. The other is how he thinks they'll finish.
Yeah.
Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Oregon 3, Texas 4, Penn State 5 again, Michigan at 9, Iowa 11.
Whoa!
Iowa
does catch a break in the scheduling, so they only
fire Hunter Biden Jr. and look what you get.
Yeah, Iowa's taking a bit of a break. No USC, no Oregon.
Good
no
defense.
Michigan, no Penn State.
Offense that'll score at least 17 points a game.
They've got a competent offensive coordinator. He can at least,
2 quarterbacks who have started in the Big Ten before. So
we did a quarterback breakdown during the Kirk Ferentz era yesterday. Folks, check that out. It's some scintillating.
Well, you know what? Don't sell yourself short. Yeah, I mean they had a run there where it's like
very plucky.
Everybody would just step up, like Ricky Stanzi and whoever else, and
CJ Beathard.
Yeah, and it would be like, oh, okay. And then even Spencer Petras a few years ago was decent, or is that when things started going bad?
Nate Stanley was decent.
Nate Stanley, boom. That's who I was thinking of. See, like I told you, they're already bad.
0-2, and they went undefeated in the Big Ten. They had somebody pretty good. Like
Brad Banks.
Yeah.
He was a Heisman finalist.
He was pretty good
that year.
Heisman finalist.
Yes. And got killed by USC in the Orange Bowl. So my buddy is out there at Sun Devil Stadium, and the game ends and the celebration kind of winding down. He goes into the bathroom on his way out of the stadium, and everybody's in there raising hell, all the Ohio State people. And it gets quiet for half a second, and somebody charms out of nowhere. Still would have lost Iowa. and everybody in the bathroom just uproarious laughter. Still wouldn't have beaten Iowa because the Iowa people were a little bit miffed. But
yes, tie for the Big Ten championship, but they lost to some. They probably lost to Iowa State that last year.
35-10, they lost.
Well,
to USC.
Yeah, they got blown out by USC, but they lost a non-conference game to a lousy team.
Yeah,
but those 2009 and 2010 games were scares. both of those against the Hawkeyes that would have lost Big Ten championships. So,
that release yesterday by ESPN and ABC was spectacular. Jesus, God, they've got 2-3 great games every week. I mean, somebody over there engaged their brain and said, yeah, we're going to have all the good teams play each other and let the chips fall where they may. And I mean, that schedule is crafted, and they're going to win a lot of time slots with the games they're putting out there. I'll tell you that.
Kevin, what are you working on this week?
I got a couple stories left over from camp that I'm going to try and get through today. Then obviously we reload and go to camp again tomorrow. So we'll get more stories to go with that. I still have a couple of big picture pieces coming from Southern Swing and hope to find the time to be able to start dropping Big Me kickoff podcasts, but that has not been the case. But I'll keep plugging away over there over at BuckeyeHuddle.com. So keep an eye out for it.
Tony,
just dropped a podcast yesterday, recapping some of my predictions from the daily thing that I'm doing, the 50 for 50, previewing the upcoming college football season, Big Ten stuff, and a bunch of Ohio State stuff. And so threw out some predictions and judged them to be terrible or excellent. And as I said, I wrote about Eric McFarland today. You can find that at BuckeyeHuddle.com. And also did a closer look, a deeper dive on freshman left tackle Deontay Armstrong, looking at some film clips and things like that, highlights from a few days ago that you can find there. And I'll be doing the next one here in the next couple of days on the on some freshmen. I'm not sure which. So you can find that at BuckeyeHuddle.com. And, of course, the Buckeye Weekly podcast on all of your podcast platforms of choice.
And Steve, in addition to finding out what you're up to, we forgot to mention that Assistant Athletic Director for Football Recruiting, Aaron Dunstan, has moved on to Michigan and taken a position there.
Yeah, she was a behind-the-scenes person, I think, that helped organize recruiting weekend visits. Obviously, when they bring in prospects, they want to make sure that everything is seamless with the hotel, the transportation, the meals, everything they're going to show them, academic presentations, NIL presentations, whatever it is that they need to do, football presentations, that player's meeting with Ryan Day, and also that logistics are all taken care of for the family. If they have anything that they want to see, those were all Aaron Dunstan's responsibilities, I believe, in putting those visit weekends and making sure that they were flawless and those kind of things, game day visits and everything else. She was just kind of a coordinator, I think, for, working hand in hand with Ryan Day and Mark Pantoni and the assistant coaches and everybody else on how to structure the recruiting aspect there for the football program. So, again, she's been there probably 2 or 3 years, I think. And she's taking everything that Ohio State has kind of put together in that space and going on to Michigan, which that cannot be construed as a good thing. And they gave her some ungodly amount of money, I would presume, to go there. And so, that kind of speaks volumes, I guess, in and of itself. I don't know if they got outbid for her or just decided that, that they were going to go on and give those responsibilities to somebody else. But at any rate, I really didn't have a relationship with her, never really talked to her, so I can't really speak one way or the other from a personal standpoint about her. But I do know she has been instrumental in a lot of the great things that have happened with Ohio State recruiting and working with families and all these other things, and it really put a good touch on that. So that's not a good thing to see. I don't take that as positive news in any way, shape, or form that she's going to Michigan to help them get the machinery set up there for Sharon Moore. Regarding myself, as Kevin said, I've got a couple of things still pending from the camp that I want to get out there. And then I'm going to regroup, recharge, and go over tomorrow and support our guys Bill Kurlick and Patrick Murphy over there with the camp tomorrow. And we'll publish some of that stuff, plus some basketball content as well. And we're just going to keep grinding. It's mid-June. and camp starts in about 6 weeks. So it will be here before we know it. And the summer is one day at a time slipping away. It's about to get brutally hot here in the Midwest. It's going to be in the 90s the next probably week or so, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Being out at camp, Tony, that ain't a good thing. I can tell you that. On that field turf, it feels like 120. So yeah, pack some water and take it easy, I guess.
Buckeyes Live every week. Oh, sorry, Tony.
Well, I was just going to say with the Aaron Dunston thing is it's an industry where people climb the ladder. So, she's been at LSU, Purdue, Kansas, and as Steve said, 3 years at Ohio State. So it's not like she was going to stay there forever. And I doubt she's going to stay at Michigan forever. It's just there are so many changes behind scenes, people climbing. It's no different than the coaching staff. So you're always just looking for the next job and looking for where you eventually want to be. So I wouldn't look too far into it unless you want to.